The reigning three-time AMSOIL Arenacross champion Tyler Bowers left Hidalgo with his 4th straight overall victory. Now his quest for the 2014 championship trophy is within reach. The final round of this year's AMSOIL Arenacross starts now. Tonight, a championship will be decided in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're at Energy Solutions Arena for AMSOIL Arenacross featuring Ricky Carmichael's Road to Supercross on Fox Sports 1. Hi everyone, welcome inside. I'm Robbie Floyd. This is the champ Grant Langston. We'll see Christy Lee here in just a moment. AMSOIL Arenacross, the final night, the race we've all been waiting for, especially if you're Tyler Bowers. He has what seems to be an insurmountable points lead, 18 points ahead of Jacob Hayes.
Well, nothing is official until it's official, but Tyler Bowers has an 18-point lead. That is more than one main event win. I expect him to put in the main events, and he's not just going to win this championship. He wants to go out and win in style. He's the kind of guy, he's chasing record books. He wants the most wins. He wants to win more races, and he wants that 4th title because that's one step closer to getting to the all-time record.
Right, that being Dennis Hawthorne back in the early days of Arenacross, as well as 5-time Buddy Antunez, the winningest riders in Arenacross history. Oh, and by the way, if Tyler Bowers can win the championship tonight, that would make it 5 in a row for Team Babbitt's Kawasaki. Before we get to racing, let's send it to our partner, Christy Lee, who's with the man who sits second in AMSOIL Arenacross points.
Thanks, guys. Jacob Hayes, before we talk about tonight's event, let's flash back to our last race event back in Hidalgo, that second main event. What happened?
You know, it was kind of crazy, you know, got off to a 3rd place start, I think, and then me and Zach unfortunately got together. I don't know how really that went down. It sucked for me, really, you know, trying to go after the points lead and chip away at Tyler Bowers' lead, but put me in a bad position. But charged to the pack, came up, and I think ended over up 7 overall, so it sucks. So going to give it my all here this weekend and hopefully come away with this championship.
Let's focus on the positive for tonight. Second in the point standings coming into tonight. You got to be excited.
Yeah, you know, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm just going to try to chip away at the points lead tonight. Just going to give it my all. It's the last round. Super stoked. Had a great year at the AMSOIL Arenacross so far.
Jacob needs to take a chunk out of Tyler Bowers' points lead. He only has 2 more main events to go. These are your top 10 in that race to the championship. Jared Steinke finished 10th last year. He's in 10th this year as well. Before we get to racing, let's take a look at the track here at Salt Lake City and our GoPro track preview on board with Mike McDade, that GoPro Hero 3 Plus.
Through a long left-hander into these whoops that will become more increasingly difficult as the evening goes on and they deteriorate. This rhythm section, you want to try and do it one hop. Tripling out of there is the fastest option. Make a right-hander, go for this large finish line double into a tight left down the start straight, and that's a lap here at Salt Lake City.
This is the last stop. Shake out that dirt. Get ready for the main event, but you got to first ride the heat race to get there. Heat race number 1 ready to take off when we return to AMSOIL Arenacross featuring Ricky Carmichael's Road to Supercross in Utah. It's AMSOIL Arenacross Salt Lake City style. You like free stuff? Everybody likes free stuff. Make some noise out there. Before we get to the racing, let's go down to Christy Lee.
Tonight we find our top 2 championship contenders in different heat races. Jacob Hayes in the second heat and Tyler Bowers coming up in this heat race. Now, although they're in different heat races, they did share the same mind frame going into them. When I caught up with both Bowers and Hayes earlier and asked them what their goals were going into the heats, they had almost the same answers verbatim: to keep the bike upright on 2 wheels, ride safe, and get out front early. So guys, it sounds like they might be saving a lot of tonight's action for the main event, but we'll have to see if Hayes and Bowers play it safe in these heat races.
Objective number 1, get the whole shot. Hello, Brady. It is heat race number 1. The top 7 will transfer directly to the main event. It's a 10-lap race. There's Mercedes with the 30-second board. When it goes sideways, get ready to go. With heat race number 1, you see Tyler Bowers on that far right-hand side. He's going to have the inside line. Kelly Smith next to him on the 5.
If you're Tyler Bowers, first thing you want to do is get through this first turn safe. So you pick the inside. Not quite the whole shot, but let's see how this turns out.
He can go underneath some riders, but about 4 riders in front of it, including the 471 of Kyle Regal. But it's Kelly Smith on the Team Faith KTM in front.
Behind him, Jared Steinke bringing back that wild African print seat. He looks good up front there, sitting in second place. Remember, top 4 go to the head-to-head bracket race, top 7 direct to the main event. The rest of the guys go to the LCQ. So this right here sets the tone for the evening.
And you see Tyler Bowers working his way up. He was about 5th in that first turn. He's in 3rd right now. Make that 2nd as he gets by Jared Steinke. Now Kelly Smith, the only rider in front. So he was being cautious on the start. It looked like he got close. Oh, missed a shift or something there.
Tucked the front end, yeah. It looked like a bit of both, but I think he tucked the front end and grabbed the brake there. But anyway, little misfortune for Tyler, but nothing lost. Still sitting there right behind Kelly Smith. But Kelly Smith did tell us he's not in this championship battle. He wants to win races. He's shown speed. He's shown brilliance. We know this guy can ride. He's been around a long, long time. But I want to see him win. And I want to see it. You know, is it going to happen tonight? Because if it's not tonight,
you have to wait till next year.
Exactly. So, you know, he got off the right start. So let's see. Kelly Smith's out front. He's got Tyler Bowers, the man who's probably not going to force the issue right now. He wants to win this heat race, but he's not going to do anything silly like that. That was conservative. That was the main event last lap. He would have plowed him.
That was gentle Tyler Bowers taking the inside line. And he's trying to hold that inside because it sets him up for the inside of the next one. Nobody can outpower Tyler Bowers. He might have had a little less speed, but he's got the strength to fight his way through the whoops.
Through the whoops, he's Bam Bam. I'm telling you, Bam Bam Bowers. He slams him. No, he just slams the whoops and gets through him, but he does it effectively. He's strong, he's fast, he's powerful, and these guys need to step it up. They want to beat him tonight.
Kyle Regal, he's showing some speed through there. Nice attitude, uses his long length, a little taller than some of the guys, using his physical attributes to his advantage.
Well, this is a guy that is not afraid of challenging guys like Bowers or Ames or Hayes. You know, this is a guy that, with a lot of experience, and he's going to push it when he needs to. He's not really in the championship contention tonight, but any of these guys on the track want to go out with a win going into this long off season.
And Kyle Regal, a former Supercross, Monster Energy Supercross rider. He's done that series before. It doesn't have to be a developmental series into Supercross. Buddy Antonez was a, Supercross winner. Jimmy Gaddis was a Supercross champion. These are guys that have raced Arenacross and done well, made a very good living. And if I hear one more person call them a sandbagger, those are usually guys that don't have the talent to be near as fast as them, trying to talk down upon them.
Well, you said it best, Robbie. Someone wants to say sandbagger, come and beat Tyler Bowers, come and beat Zach Ames, come and beat Kelly Smith for that matter.
And make a good living doing it.
And this guy's been around a long time. I have a lot of respect for this guy. We were teammates 13 years ago, and I'm watching him out there still on a KTM. And it's just incredible. As he gets a white flag, sitting in that comfortable second spot behind our defending and points leader, Tyler Bowers. There we see him.
You see the red background signifying he is the championship points leader. This is the final night of racing. And he only has one more turn. He can take it easy. No need to double, but he does it anyway. Tyler Bowers, the heat race 1 win. Kelly Smith in 2nd. There goes Kyle Regal, charges his way into 3rd. Remember, the top 4 go to the bracket race. That'll be Jared Steinke, Davenport, Nichols, and Blair go directly to the main. Everybody else to the last chance qualifier. Now let's go down to Christy Lee.
Tyler staying strong, defending the championship with that heat race win. What's going through your head before tonight's main event?
Just stay off the ground. In that heat race, I had a couple close calls actually in the whoops because I'm feeling really good in the whoops, and there's a lot of guys having troubles in them. So I think tonight's just going to be staying out of the lappers. I think there's guys kind of getting wobbly in the whoops and the rhythm sections, and there might be some accidents happen tonight. So hopefully I stay up tonight and get that win.
Congratulations once again. Looking forward to tonight's main event races.
Thanks, Christy. It's not me I'm worried about. It's the squirrely people around me. I like how he put it there.
That's a racist mentality saying, I don't bobble, bro. It's everyone else around me that keeps hitting into me.
Here we go. Heat race number 2. Same format. 4 move on to the head-to-head. The top 7 go to the mains. Jacob Hayes with a good start, 90 on the inside. But it looks like Cheyenne Harmon with a hole shot. Team Faith KTM, but he loses that and drops back to 2nd.
Well, that was quite simple right there. Splits the whoops, and Zach Ames will shoot from out of the lead or 3rd or 4th right into the lead. And look at that. wow, he railed that run too. So we've seen this from Ames. When he feels it, he looks unbeatable. But at times we've seen him falter, make mistakes, make mental errors. But at the end of the day, this guy wants to win a title. He looks like he's coming here with nothing to lose, everything to gain, and he's going for it right now.
Don't you feel bad for him a little bit, though? I mean, he held the points lead for probably 80% of the season, and Tyler closed in on him. But then when he has this chance to win the championship, it just kind of all slips away. Corey Green, he's probably where he hoped to be, you know, at the start of this year.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. Zach Ames, a lot of guys would be ecstatic to be in the top 3 in the points, but for him, that's not good enough. He wants to win. He's been top 3. He's been there. I know Zach on a personal level. He works hard, and I mean by training and riding and doing everything, and he wants to win. But a lot of these guys do too. Corey Green, another guy who's just come on fire this year. Like you said, probably didn't expect to be near the front, or maybe he did, but he's proving it. It's the difference between what you hope and what you do.
Yeah, he's in 5th place in overall championship points. What do you think of the number 90, Jacob Hayes? He's on a new team. He picked up this team, the Tough Racing, the Pabst Tyloob Honda team, about the first quarter of the year, but we didn't know where he would be. We've heard of him before, but never in a strong national Arenacross since, and that's what we're seeing, is that he can compete with Bowers, with Ames, with anybody for that matter, and he does not back down.
I like this kid, Jacob Hayes. I like his attitude. I like his smile. I like the fact that in racing, you have to have maybe a little bit of what we'd call disrespect for the champions, because you can't respect them. Otherwise, you'll pull over and you'll be nice. He's got that attitude like, no, you're the guy I want to be. And he's brought that this year. Zach Ames, great teammate to Tyler Bowers, a fantastic, talented rider. All these guys have options tonight. Whoa, is the whoop section getting very, very busy. Looks like the 91 freeway on the way home on a Friday, but they sort through it very quickly, getting through those lappers. Lappers being very good about getting out of the way.
That was California traffic speak, in case you weren't familiar with the 91. The 19, the inversion of the 91, the 19 of Corey Green trying to hold off the 90 of Jacob Hayes. Hayes started to close in when they got into that lap traffic. You see him trying to power his way through those whoops a little bit more than Green.
Corey Green still looks very comfortable. Not a lot of mistakes from these guys. In the heat race, most of these guys right now are in their comfort zone, as in they're not riding over the head. They're not trying to do something that doesn't feel right. They want to get in the main, and they know right now, 2nd, 3rd in this heat race, no big deal. I go to the bracket race, I go to the main event, I get a front row pick, I'm good.
Little bobble right there coming out of that turn for the Yoshimura Triple Effect Graphics Suzuki out of Oklahoma, but only one more lap to go. We're seeing Ames check out in this one. We've got a strong race for 2nd. If you're Hayes, you don't want to do anything crazy to take yourself out of that main event.
But he's still a racer.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, he's a racer. If you see half an opportunity to get it done, talking about getting it done, Zach Ames did just that, taking the heat race win. Nice remount from last weekend. 2nd place goes to Corey Green, Jacob Hayes, Travis Sewell. They go directly to the bracket racing. 5th, 6th, and 7th, they go to the main. The rest of the guys, LCQ.
Zach, congratulations on your Heat 2 race win tonight. Obviously starting off strong. Let's focus on last week, though. The heat races were definitely difficult for you. We saw you in the LCQ. What happened?
Yeah, you know, my team Babbitt's Monster Energy Kawasaki, I can't thank that bike enough. You know, it's keeping me safe out there, and I just had a bad weekend. Had a bad Friday night. Didn't go down, but, you know, I got caught up in a first turn deal and hurt my side a little bit, and then I got drop kicked in the face before the whoops over there, but no, I'm healthy. I can't thank my trainer enough. He's got me in the best shape of my life, so I can bounce back and be up here. But I just want to thank my team, you know, Team Babbitt's, Monster Energy, Amsoil Kawasaki. Those guys are great. Vortex, TCX boots, Rockwell watches. I wouldn't be up here without those guys. We have a solid team behind us, and you know, there's a lot of off-season training, so it's paying off.
Well, obviously tonight is off to a much better start. Congratulations once again.
We talked about the head-to-head bracket race. We'll see it when we come back. Everybody loves to party. Well, we've got a tremendous track party here at Amsoil Arenacross. The fans meet the riders, meet the Monster Energy girls, and the riders meet the fans. Robbie Floyd, Grant Lakes, and Christy Lee here with you as we prepare for the head-to-head bracket race, our top qualifiers 4 from Heat 1, 4 from Heat 2. We're down to the semifinals. Ames and Green and Bowers and Smith go at it. First up, Zach Ames with Corey Green, number 19, to his right, and Ames with the hole shot.
Well, Ames got the jump out of the gate from the get-go. He had it done right there, but coming in the whoops, they're side by side, but Ames will have the inside, which I believe will give him the lead and protect it. And he goes over that tabletop.
Corey stepped off, showing you different line there and really didn't lose much ground.
Well, that's what I like with some of these tracks, when they give guys the opportunity to switch up options, because sometimes it may not be quick in the beginning, but as the track deteriorates, it'll get quicker as the evening goes on.
Or if somebody takes your line and you can't triple out, you set up and maybe make the pass. One more turn remaining, and Ames feels like he needs a clutch adjustment, makes a right-hand turn, and he takes the semifinal win in the head-to-head. He will face the winner of semifinal number 2. Corey Green's going to get ready for the main events. In the next semi, Tyler Bowers with Kelly Smith to his right.
Great shot behind these two guys going away from the camera. Kelly Smith with the early lead. Can he hold on to it? But Bowers got the inside and a great drive to the whoops.
I think I would have had to have come to a complete stop, hold that inside line, and make Tyler go to the right side of me, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always easier to say afterwards, but now Tyler Bowers has the lead. Kelly Smith does look up the inside, but realized he was a little too far back to make this happen. Spotlights on the man. Oh, look at him through the whoops. Look at that drive. He's just got to keep it on 2 wheels now, and he's going to find himself in the final of this bracket race with who?
His teammate, Zach Ames. So Tyler, he takes his clutch adjustment after the race, but he says, I need a little tweaking. That thing's going to stretch just a little bit.
Gives Kelly a little good job. Attaboy.
What's up? Ames and Bowers, we've seen it before. Ames really wants to beat him, kind of set the tone for the main events. Bowers, he doesn't like losing, even if it is a head-to-head bracket race.
Well, both these guys want to win this extremely because the points. Let's be real. They both want to win a title. Ames gets up.
It's a point for this winner. They already got one for making it to the head-to-head. There's Ames on the inside.
He was
Rider
smart.
number 3.
He protected the inside. He made sure if Bowers is going to try and pass me the whoops, he's going to go the long way around. That is a seasoned veteran right there. White flag's out, meaning one more lap. Ames, there again, inside line. He's playing this very, very smart strategically.
Takes the inside line again. Says if you get by me, it's going to be the outside. He might have drifted too far. Look at this. Nope.
No, too smart. It's going to take a Bauer slam to make this win. Is he going to do it? Not to his teammate. He knew.
How about that setup?
That setup was going in for the kill, but knowing that was just a bracket race and his teammate and friend, he backed out.
Now let's send it over to Christy Lee, who's with the Frontier Lubricants KTM rider, Daniel Blair.
Thanks, Robbie. Daniel, let's talk about tonight's track. We've seen a lot of diverse tracks this season for Amsoil Arenacross, but this is really back to basics.
Yeah, it is. You know, we've had a really good season. The tracks have been so creative all year, and this is the final round of the series. Championships on the line, and I think they wanted to go more traditional, let the guys bang it out on a familiar track, and, you know, we'll see what happens tonight.
Let's also talk about the elevation change. Being in Salt Lake City, that has a significant effect on the bikes.
Yeah, it does. We were exploring some things in practice, you know, with the gearing changes, some ignition mapping changes. With this elevation, our bikes are not as fast as normal, so I'm thinking whoever can get their bike dialed today might be the winner tonight.
Well, it sounds like everyone had their work cut out for them, getting everything dialed in for our races tonight with Salt Lake. Of course, thanks so much for your time. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Christy. Thanks, Daniel, as we get ready for the DC Shoes LCQ. That stands for Last Chance Qualifier. It is the last chance to qualify for the 2 main events tonight. You know, something that Daniel was talking about, and they were talking about the air. It's tough on the bikes. It's also tough on the body. Your body doesn't take in quite the oxygen it would at sea level.
This is your last chance to make it into the main events tonight. All these guys have high aspirations, but only 2 will make it. Coming around the first turn, it's the number 9.
David Genofi trying to work that inside. He spins out just a little bit. The 192. Look at him. Vinny Williams out of Hooper, Utah on the High Desert Racing Honda. Out of, look at it. He's fist bumping on the first lap of an LCQ.
You know, that's it. I'm a hometown kid. I got a bunch of fans and friends and family in the stands, and I told him if I lead a lap, I'm going to fist pump this guy. So his fans and friends are going ballistic right now, going, come on, son.
Oh, that's a bet with his buddy. I don't think I have ever seen a guy fist pump on the first lap of an LCQ. There goes Genofi on the inside block pass, takes over the spot. Only 2 of these guys move on to the main event. Right now, the 192 of Benny Williams in that spot, but he's starting to get some pressure. Looking on to his right, it's the 58 of Andrew Silverstein from Canyon Lake, California. The California boy is taking over second now. No more fist pumping for Williams. He's got to get things in order if he's going to make it to the main.
I think Genofi said enough of that. Let's get this done. And he took the lead, took a look over his shoulder, and now has a few bike length lead. But the 58 of Andrew Silverstein, a SoCal boy from my neck of the woods, riding really solid up here in Salt Lake City. Is he going to get in his first main event?
Yeah, the way he's riding right now, he is. It looks like he's aggressive, trying to pull out a little bit on Williams. Williams, I don't know about the fist bump on the first lap. I think I would have held that towards the end, but I guess you got to make hay while the sun shines. It might be the only time he's out in front. It will be his last time to ride this track if he doesn't make the main, if he doesn't finish in that top 2 in this race. But we're starting to see some pressure now. Either Genofi's dropping back or we're seeing Silverstein starting to close in on the 9.
Well, I don't see much of mistakes from Genofi, but Silverstein is just right there and putting the pressure on. He's in a qualifying position, but it's a catch-22. You want to win this thing because you're faster than the guy in front of you, but you don't have to, but you also don't want to back off because the guy behind you will slam you if he gets a chance. So it's you got to play this very smart. The Silverstein sitting there looking good, looks solid. Genofi, guy who's been around a long time in Arenacross, he's going to do what he has to do to get the main.
And has one of the best sponsors of all time, MandingoPickles.com. They make a great pickle product on the Cernic Scott USA KTM. Genofi has 1 more lap to go, and he's going to be in the main event. And if I'm the 58, if I'm Silverstein, I hope I saw a pit board that gave me a little idea, but he's not backing down. Look at that.
He was. He's not been pushing the whole night, but that's his ammo. He's got the whoop style, and that time he's carrying the momentum. Look at Genofi, looks over his shoulder and says, what's up? Silverstein goes to the main event.
Silverstein's what's up. He takes the win. Genofi goes to the main event as well. Benny Williams, you had an awesome first lap, but that's going to be it for your 2014 AMSOIL Arenacross season. But not for these guys. They're lined up. They're ready to go. We have main event number 1 right after this. Little man's part of the future flagger program we have here at AMSOIL Arenacross. A lot of young kids come out and get to see their superstars, their heroes of AMSOIL Arenacross. It's time for the main events.
And the main event should be good as we see Har from the AMA crossing in front of that start gate. He's making sure everyone's ready to go because he knows tonight is a pivotal night in this championship because we will crown a champion tonight. But who will it be?
Main event number 1 gets underway with a strong start on the inside by Tyler Bowers, but around the outside is Jared Steinke, number 10. Jacob Hayes in second on the 90. Tough Racing Honda, a tough lot gets kicked out, and there's Bowers going into second.
Wow, he made sure work of that. He's getting to the front as quickly as he can. The best thing you can do to stay out of drama is get out front early and control your pace.
You see the track prep is as smooth as it's going to get. That first turn smooth, heading into the whoops, coming out, not many ruts. The track workers try and clean it up as much as they can between races. You see Bowers power into that inside. He didn't want to press the issue that time. There's no reason to.
Well, he was a little too far back, but watch this next lap. He's probably going to make sure he's right behind Jared Steinke.
In the whoops,
and he's going to come into the whoops, and he's going to go on the left-hand side, skim him, and probably pass Steinke.
Going to set up on the inside. He skims him, and yes, sir, he passes Jared Steinke. Steinke not giving up. Both riders tripling out or landing on the backside of that double, but you called it there. Not only was he able to skim it, when he's faster, it sets him up into that left hand.
Well, I have a hard time not putting myself in his helmet. I'm thinking like Tyler Bowers did. I'm saying, this is what I'm going to do next lap. And that's what he did. But that's a racing mentality. Zach Abe, he's coming through too. He knows, whoa, look at, oh, and he stalls it.
Oh, what happened?
He got kicked and hit the rear brake because he almost just smashed into Corey Green or would have gone off the track. But unfortunately, stalled the bike. not what Zach Ames needed tonight, and he's playing catch-up before the race even started.
There's Corey Green on the 19. The Suzuki Rider trying to hold off Jacob Hayes, who had a good start, has worked his way back. Hayes' teammate has moved in just behind him, the 471 of Kyle Riegel. We saw maybe the fastest guy on the track was Zach Ames. One little bobble cost him. He drops well back in the pack.
Not what he wanted, because he has to gain every possible point, and that really, really hurt him. As we look at the teammates now getting really close to the whoops, we've got Hayes, followed by Riegel.
Travis Sewell just behind them. But just in front, that 19, Corey Green is pretty strong right now. I mean, he's trying to end this season on a good, fast note. You see the outside pressure. Why is he leaning so much on that outside peg?
Trying to get some grip out of those tires. You can tell as this track is polishing up, and you see this shinier part of the dirt coming through, which is where the guys are. That is slick, like there. That start straight and that rut, these areas will. So you'll see guys starting to get some wheel spin, get a little loose. The bike will buck, get sideways under acceleration. Especially when you're in a battle like this, where you got several guys, look at that. You cannot not let off the gas.
Woo, lost his foot there on the foot peg for just a minute. Corey Green knows he's in a bad situation on that inside. The Raynard modification Suzuki's just trying to keep Hayes wide, and that lets Riegel inside. All right, now he's got to refocus. He lost his footing heading into that rhythm section, and it almost cost him. But right now, he's back to square one.
Exactly. Oh, and he stalls it, but he bump started it coming out of the whoops just with the momentum. He did stall it, just like we saw a little bit earlier, but fortunately able to bump that four-stroke. Oh, and that is how you do a block pass going into the start straight. Jacob Hayes just takes that line away, pushes Corey Green pretty much up to the tough blocks.
Hey, but it was a telegraph. I mean, he would say, don't go wide. I mean, I am about to take this line. He telegraphed that from a mile away.
Oh, he definitely sent in a few notifications. And that's the thing, with races, we see it. You stuff someone and you get stuffed. It's give and take.
If Tyler Bowers stays where he's at and keeps Jacob Hayes behind him, if he's on this podium, he is going to wrap up his 4th AMSOIL Arenacross Championship. And look at that lead over Steinke, 7.1 seconds. He's almost a third of a lap in front of second place, mind you.
So at this point for Tyler Bowers, he knows what's going on. He's a smart guy. He knows his gap. He knows he's comfortable. He's not going to push. He doesn't even know he may not even know who's behind him, nor does he care. All he knows is, I win this race. I am the 2014 AMSOIL Arenacross champion. But instead, behind him, what he doesn't care about is this battle that's brewing, which is great for us.
But look at Jared Steinke, the 10 rider on the Motorsport Hillsboro Team Dirt Candy, Luevanos Racing, Fly Kawasaki. He's trying to hold off the guy who's going to finish second in championship points. And he's doing a good job at that. We're almost finished with this race, and Steinke going to have his best finish of the season.
Well, we still got 2 laps of racing left, now less than that, but Tyler Bowers, he knows, keep it on 2 wheels, and I will become the 2014 AMSOIL Arenacross champion. He takes a look at his mechanic.
Look at that.
He knows.
He's doing the shaka.
He gave him the, hey, bro, we've been through a lot, but we got it done. It's a tight bond between you and your team at times, especially your mechanic, who's got your back at all times. Tyler, right now, this is a parade lap for him. Look at him. He's like looking at the competition, just rubbing salt in the wound.
Let's see if we have any style. He's going to do it. The 2014 AMSOIL Arenacross champion, Tyler Bowers, takes his 18th main event win of the year. Jared Steinke in second. A great finish by him. Hayes finishes third, but he knows that his championship is lost. Let's go down to Crit.
Tyler, great job out there in that main one win. You did exactly what you said you were going to do, keeping the bike upright on 2 wheels. You got out front early, got an early lead. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I got off to a good start, and this track's getting kind of slick and dry, so that the key is just not override the bike, or else you end up washing the front end somewhere. I'm really happy with my Team Babbitt's Monster Energy AMSOIL Kawasaki. We worked our tails off this season with the testing and everything like that. And my mechanic, Scott Dunk's been spectacular, and I'm really happy with the bike, and I'm really happy to be able to clinch this title once again.
There you guys have it, our 2014 AMSOIL Arenacross champion, #1 of Tyler Bowers, claiming it once again.
And we finally see a smile on Tyler Bauer's face. But he has one more race to go. Main event number 2 is next. Handing over the number 1 plate to Gray Davenport. He is the West Coast Lights Arenacross champion. Congratulations goes to him. Robbie Floyd, Grant Langston, Chrissy Lee with you here as we prepare for main event number 2. The same riders. You saw that 0 in the background just a moment ago. Tyler Bauer's picked 0. Finally, after he wraps up the AMSOIL Arenacross Championship, Brady holds that 32nd board up for the final time of the 2014 season. Who's going to end it on a good note, a great note?
Well, so far you got to say Tyler Bowers, but let's see if somebody can end this season with a win and some momentum going to next year.
And Jacob Hayes goes down in that first turn. His teammate on the Pabst Tylube Tough Racing Honda is going to be out in front, but he has that number 1 on his rear end trying to get by quickly.
Well, that's unfortunate for Jacob Hayes. At this point, the championship's over with, so right now he's racing for pride, for points. As we see, I think Gray Davenport off to the side as Bowers goes at the inside of Regal. Blitzing through the whoops, that's Tyler's specialty.
Yeah, he can power through them like none other. Maybe the only guy that kind of compares is Zach Ames, who has to be riding dejected after holding the series points, even in tonight's race. I mean, he went from 2nd to 13th in main event number 1. Right now, he's currently in 4th, Ames is, Tyler's teammate. But when you're on, you're on. And right now, Tyler Bowers is on. I mean, what's this? This would be 6 main events in a row he had won. And talking about finishing the year, if he wins this race, it would be his 19th main event of the season. Regal is going for his 2nd, and he's fast.
There's a lot of fast guys out there, and you hit the nail on the head, Robbie. But at the end of the day, it comes back to champions make things happen when it counts. They rise when they need to. They do what they have to. They do damage control. And Zach Ames has had a phenomenal season. I feel a little bit bad for him because the guy was on, and it just seemed like when the bad luck started happening, it just compiled, and that's really hurt him. But Tyler Bowers was almost the opposite. We've seen him in the last few years deal with injuries and have to remount and rebuild and come back, but he's always performed when it came to what we can say is the playoffs, the race for the championship.
You remember the first race in the race to the championship? There's your points leader.
Yep.
That was just 2 events ago.
And we were praising him, and we said this is his year. And it just from that moment, things just went wrong as we're looking at Jared Steinke, followed by Willie Browning. So we're at that point now where all these guys are going, I want to be on the podium, I want to win, I want to do something cool, I want to end the season on a good note. No one wants to go home for the next 8 months with a DNF.
Right, it's a long season. Some of these guys may move to Monster Energy Supercross. We're hearing that may be the case, possibly with Bowers, maybe with Zach Ames, Jacob Hayes, maybe he'll step up. Dave Anilak and crew. They're almost like brother and sister. This is supposed to develop the skills for Jacob Hayes. Don't you think that he has learned a ton in the 2014 Arenacross season?
They all have. And let's just clarify things. Even though some of these guys may be racing Supercross, Tyler Bowers will be back for Arenacross next year. We're not losing him in that sense. But some of these guys, now that the series ends and they've got a few rounds left in Supercross, they will go and do that and show the rest of the world just what great riders these guys are. As we see Kyle Regal now coming under pressure from Zach Ames. We've seen this little rivalry between the Hondas and the Cowies developing and teammates. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something aggressive. Let's see if it's right here up the inside.
He's setting him up. He gave him the room. He that was a scare tactic more than anything, but he does get a wheel on the inside. Now let's see the power if Ames is able to pull it off.
Well, Zach Ames has the inside, so you have to imagine he's got this one covered, which he does. Kyle Regal not putting up a massive fight. Hate to say it, but sometimes with these guys, it's just you're in that let's get this over with. I'm not going to fight you because once you've lost the title for these other guys, it's so hard to stay like so motivated. And this guy right now, he's like, what do you mean? Motivation's easy, you know?
Well, I don't think this year was like the years prior where Tyler Bowers would try to put the beat down. He would try and morally defeat you. I don't think that was the case, especially with Jacob Hayes. Guys like Aaron Plessinger, he put on one heck of a fight in the few rounds that we saw him. Guys didn't get that mental beat down this year. Although we found out Tyler had a broken, ankle, foot at the start of the season, then hurts his ribs. There wasn't a lot of back down. These guys challenged him till the very end. He just got stronger as the year went on.
Well, with Tyler, he's just a very strong mental as well as physical rider. Look at him, he's a big boy. This guy could be a UFC fighter, if you know what I mean, and he is tough. And I think he just puts a fear in some of these guys' eyes before they line up. But I love seeing guys challenging him this year, like guys like Jacob Hayes. And we've seen a lot of respect between him and his teammate, Zach Ames. So they've ridden each other very hard at times, and so on and so on, So that's what's made this season so interesting.
Here it is. The white flag is out. He'll make a left-hand turn. We saw in that first race with such a insurmountable lead, he was able to take it easy. You see Kyle Regal come over for the final time in the 2014 season. That is what won the championship, that whoop section for him. This will be his 4th championship in a row, and one more right turn, and Tyler Bowers takes his 19th main event victory on the year, along with a championship, and the pride knowing that next year when he comes back with that #1 plate, he's going for the 5-time record to tie Buddy Antunez and Dennis Hawthorne. Ames, Regal, Steinke, and Willie Browning round out the top 5. We'll hear from Tyler Bowers and the rest of the podium finishers when we return. Welcome back to the final night of AMSOIL Arenacross, where Tyler Bowers shows his domination. 2 main event wins, gives him the overall victory for the night. Steinke, Regal, Ames, and Hayes round out the top 5. Kyle Regal had a strong first year at AMSOIL Arenacross. He comes away with a main event victory, and he takes 3rd tonight. He's with Christy.
Kyle Regal, number 471, 3rd overall on the podium tonight. We welcomed you to AMSOIL Arenacross back in Baltimore. It's been a great season for you. You've definitely been a strong contender. Tell us about your year and about your race tonight.
Yeah, I had a lot of ups and downs. Started really low and just worked up here towards the end. Fortunate, got 4th in the championship. Pretty pumped on that. Wish I was a little closer to the front, but we'll come back next year and hopefully get a better result than that. Just gonna go next weekend, gonna race Supercross and see how I do out there again. Came from there from before, and we're going to try that again. Can't thank all the guys at Tough Racing, Ty Loop, Paps, everyone behind the scenes. They're killing it. And all the guys at Quicks Moto Ranch. Can't do without you guys.
And how about Jared Steinke? It might be the final race of the year, but it's his best finish of the year. Congratulations to him. 2nd place overall of the night.
Jared Steinke, number 10, 1st overall podium of the season. You're all smiles right now. You ran a great race out there. What was so different about tonight?
Well, I was coming into tonight with 10th in points, and I knew that I had to pass a few guys and do really well to move up to where I needed to be. And I wound up 8th overall in the championship, and it's a lot better than my 10th overall like last year. And I'm really excited to be up here on the first podium finish of the year.
Well, congratulations. You and your team definitely worked hard to get here. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Oh, yeah, of course. Mike and Blake from Team Dirt Candy, they helped me out so much. Scott Russell from Motorsport Hillsboro, he gives me all the bikes. He hooks me up. Fly Racing, Scott Goggles, Yoshimura, Ty Lube, Frontier, Ankle Savers, No Toil, everyone else out there, my family, my girlfriend, my dog, everyone else, thank you so much.
And he has the sweetest mustache in AMSOIL Arenacross. Look at the championship points. Bowers just pulled himself away from the rest of the field. Hayes, Ames, Regal, not many guys moved except for Jared Steinke from 10th to 8th. And then there was one. The one of Tyler Bowers. He's the king of Arenacross for 2014 and 19 main event wins. He's with Christy.
Thanks, Robbie. Down here with now the 4-time AMSOIL Arenacross champion. It feels so good to say that. Tyler Bowers. Tyler, you definitely had a season of a lot of ups and downs, coming off the first round with a broken ankle. Tell us about your year.
It's been a hectic year for sure.
I've been battling all year with my teammate and my roommate Zach Ames, and I couldn't think of anybody better to battle with. And you know, he had a rough weekend basically last week in Hidalgo, and you know, I was able to capitalize on that and get the points lead, a real comfortable points lead. Come out here this weekend and prove a point, and I couldn't thank my team Babbitt's, Monster Energy, Amsoil, Kawasaki enough, the whole crew over there, my mechanic Scott Donk, our team manager Denny Bartz, Eddie Babbitt, Kawasaki, Ryan Holiday's in the house with us tonight, Amsoil, everybody helping us out. It's just been a spectacular year. Through injury, not only just the broken ankle at the beginning of the year, but broke some ribs at the reset of the points in Tulsa. So I've just been fighting it all year. It's been good though. You know, every championship comes with adversity, whether it be you know, bike breaking or anything like that. You know, body breaking. It's gonna happen. And winning a championship is not about just winning races. It's about capitalizing on the adversity when you can.
Tyler, moving up in the record books, now the 4-time champion, just behind 5-time champions Dennis Hawthorne and Buddy Antunez. What's that feel for you? What kind of accomplishment is that to you?
It's amazing. You know, I know Buddy pretty well. I see him in California. He trains a lot of the riders out in California. And Dennis Hawthorne, I know him pretty well too. And both of them have congratulated me on even coming this far, you know, and especially back in their day, they did double the races in both classes, and it all counted for one championship, so they were just animals, and it's pretty awesome to be even close to them in the record books. And you know, hopefully I can get that championship again next year. I'm signed with Babbitt's again for next year, and we're gonna go for it again. I'm going for to at least tie the record. And you know, I've had Dennis Hawthorne come to a couple rounds this year, and it was great having Dennis there and patting me on the back and fighting for me even at times. You know, it's just great to have these past champions have my back, and it feels really good to be even close to them in the record books.
Now that the 2014 season is finished in the books, what's your plan in the off season?
Party. No, I'm going to Disneyland right after this, man. I'm going to Disneyland. But for real though, I probably will go to Disneyland this week. And then on top of that, you know, I raced in Costa Rica last summer for Marisol Rios with Passion MX, and it was a great opportunity. We go down once a month and do a few motos, and there's tough competition down there. Roberto Castro is past champion down there. I was able to clinch the title last year, and I think I'm gonna go down there this year again and have some fun racing and lay on the beach a little bit and have a good summer.
There you have it, Disneyland, land of champions. Your 2014 Amsoil Arenacross champion number 1, Tyler Bowers.
And your thoughts on what Tyler had to say?
What I saw from Tyler Bowers was a very sincere and emotional speech without the tears. You could tell he's holding back, but for a tough guy, he just became very special by winning his 4th title. 2 guys ahead of him. You know he's the kind of guy that wants to be the best of all time. So what I saw tonight was somebody sincerely saying, thank you for everyone helping me get here. I've been through adversity, but 4 titles is very special.
Yeah.
In any sport.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And that all-times wins list. I mean, you're talking about guys like Antunez, Josh Demuth, Darcy Lange. Those are guys that he's searching to beat. To win once is special. To win 4 Amsoil Arenacross titles, that is exceptional. Well, that's it for 2014. Make sure you keep up with all the Arenacross news for the new season at arenacross.com. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and hopefully we'll see you at a live event for the 2015 season. For Grant Langston, Christy Lee, Ricky Carmichael, and our entire Fox Sports 1 crew, I'm Robbie Floyd. Thanks for watching. Tyler Bowers, the 2014 Amsoil Arenacross champion.